So it turns out Neville was right. When he titled his book Feeling is the Secret, he meant it. Feeling really is the secret to manifesting everything you desire. And there's a reason that all these manifestation coaches preach and talk about feeling and why it's so important to get into the feeling state of already having your desire. In this video, I want to go even deeper with you on what exactly that means, how to get into that feeling state so you can attract your desires even quicker, and more importantly, much more importantly, to actually feel more joy in the process of manifesting and in your life in general. Let's get into it. Hello to my beautiful creatrixes. I'm Rahaza, and if this is the first time that you're seeing my face, then welcome. It's so nice to have you here on the channel, and if it's not the first time you're seeing my face, then welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. I believe that we were created to create the best world possible, and that begins with creating the best world possible for ourselves, so that way we got that full cup energy to bring into the people around us lives and to the rest of the world. So if that resonates with you and you love diving into topics on spirituality, manifestation, ancient esoteric and deep wisdoms that are broken down and made practical, if any of those topics interest you, then this channel is going to be your best friend because we talk about it all. So make sure that you subscribe right now, leave a like because I already know you're going to love this video. And before we get into it, I want to make one quick announcement, and that is that I recently just started a weekly newsletter where I share the energy of the week from a Kabbalistic perspective and how you can utilize this energy to make this week the best that it can possibly be. I'm going to share some deep wisdoms in there, all based on the teachings of Kabbalah, and that will come to your inbox every single week. So you can sign up for that newsletter at www.rahaza.com/newsletter. I'll also be sure to leave that link for you in the description below. One final note that I want to mention is that I only have 2 more spots available for the month of October for one-on-one coaching. So if you've been feeling the call, if you feel like this is your month, this is your time to completely change your story, to manifest your greatest desires into your life, completely shift your state, then I'll leave the link below for you as well, so we can start right away in supporting you in manifesting your desires into reality and completely shifting the trajectory of your life. If you know you're ready for that, then the link will be in the description down below or rahaza.com/coaching. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's video talking about the feeling state and what that means to manifest our desires. So let me ask you this. What is the first thing that you think about when I say get into the feeling state of you already having your desire? A lot of people will come to me in my coaching and will say things like, I don't know how to feel like my desire is already mine. And one of the first things I think is you don't need to be concerned with feeling exactly the way that you would feel if your desire is already here, but rather you need to be concerned with just feeling joy in your life. Feeling joy is truly the biggest secret to manifesting all of your desires. If you feel joy, then you're in alignment. Every single thing that you do when you're in that state of joy is like supercharged with amplified power to manifest your desires. Does that mean that you always have to be in joy to manifest your desires? No, but it means that overall shifting to a higher state of consciousness will lead to your desires coming faster and more consistently in your life. Because ultimately, when it comes to manifestation, we're not just trying to manifest one thing over here, one thing over there. We're trying to live a life where we are the creators of our reality. And Neville Goddard always says, when it comes to manifesting your desires, what you want to do is assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. If you had your desire, if you had every single thing you want, how would you feel? You would feel naturally joyful because you have your desire. So why wait for the desire to come to feel that joy? Feel that joy before the manifestation comes, and you will attract the manifestation towards you. And to be quite honest with you, it really does not matter how many times you hear this teaching, how many times you hear feeling is the secret and assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It doesn't matter if you're not actually applying it, implementing it, and practicing it in your day-to-day life. It's through the application of knowing that feeling is the secret that makes the difference. That is the secret, is actually applying. Are you actually feeling on a day-to-day basis like your desire is already in your reality? Are you already feeling on a day-to-day basis joy? And if you're not, I want you to ask yourself, why not? What is stopping you from feeling that joy every single day? And the truth is that joy is actually our natural state. Our soul or higher self or higher consciousness is joy. Then the question is, well, why don't we feel joy all the time then? And the simple answer to that, well, there's two answers. Number one is that we live in this physical world where there's a very strong illusion over here. We've been clouded and programmed by society, by the world, by our parents, by the way that we experience this world. We were basically conditioned to not have joy in our lives at all times. So the same way that we were programmed to lose our joy, to lose that part of us that's our true essence of who we are, we can also reprogram our minds to live in that state of joy again, to bring that higher consciousness awareness and that feeling state of joy into our lives now. So the number one reason that we're not in joy all the time is because we're living in this world of illusions. The second reason is because of our stress levels, because of our nervous system not being regulated. So this is a huge one, and I'm definitely going to make a lot more content on this in the future, but let's talk about nervous system regulation. Our nervous system affects literally everything. It affects our state of being, which then affects our manifestations. So I really want you to start asking yourself, what would it take for you to feel more joy in your life? And I feel like this is a concept that we so overlook because we get so caught up in the thing that we're trying to manifest that we don't realize that we're actually not in joy in the process of manifesting. We're actually in a state of lack because we're so focused on not yet having the desire, rather than feeling what would it actually feel like if I did have my desire. I want to present you with some powerful, powerful tools that I guarantee you, if you use these tools every single day, your life will change forever. Now, the number one tool, and it's very intentional that I'm making this number one because this, I believe, is the foundation for all the other tools. If we don't have this number one tool down, then the other tools that we're going to use that are a little more surface level, they're not going to work if we don't have this number one foundational tool. And this number one foundational tool is nervous system regulation. When our nervous system is out of alignment, it is keeping us tied to our past identity. It is keeping us out of joy and keeping us stressed. So this is the most important thing whenever something is happening throughout your day that's triggering you, the 3D circumstances are causing you stress or anxiety, you want to do some nervous system regulation work before you start affirming for the thing you want in your life, before you start feeling like your desires here. You want to start regulating your nervous system. And just to give you an idea of some of the most popular tools that you can use for nervous system regulation, there is breath work, there is somatic shaking, there is EFT tapping. One that I love is working out, even just going to the gym and working out, releasing those endorphins. That is a form of nervous system regulation. Another great way to calm our nervous system is to do deep meditations, to get into that theta brainwave state where we can quiet down our thinking mind, slow down the operations happening in our body, and tap into our truth, tap into our higher self consciousness that we can access at those altered levels of consciousness. And I actually have a resource coming out very, very soon, and I actually cannot contain my excitement, and it's almost physically hurting me to not be able to talk about it right now, but just know that there's something coming very soon from me that I can't talk about yet, but I will provide a waitlist in the description of this video below so that you can be the first to know when I do come out with this resource. Just know it has a lot to do with everything I'm talking about in this video and really doing the nervous system regulation work. And when I tell you that this resource is the best thing I've ever created, I mean it. So definitely you're not going to want to miss out on signing up for that waitlist, and you'll be the first to know when I launch this new resource. And that's all I'm going to say on that because I can't talk about it yet, but just know, just be prepared. Something is coming and it's going to change your life. That's all I'm going to say. It's a big statement and I stand by it. Okay. All right. So now we've talked about nervous system regulation. That's the number one tool that we want to do. We want to dive into before we even get into the following things, the next things that I'm going to talk about, the other tools that we can use to really get ourselves into that feeling state. So once our nervous system is regulated, we feel safer, we feel secure, we feel more regulated, we feel more calm, we feel more connected with our higher self. As soon as we do nervous system regulation work, we instantly feel tapped in with source. So of course, this is definitely not new to you guys, but one of the most powerful resources for getting into that feeling state are things like affirmations, things like visualization, things like keeping up with our mental diet. We don't just want to start affirming for what we want when in our bodies we don't feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The reason we don't feel the feelings of the wish fulfilled is because our nervous system is not regulated. So that is why it is so powerful to do this nervous system regulation work first before jumping into affirmations, before jumping into just visualizing and affirming for what we want, because then we can manifest with much more joy and much quicker as well. Honestly, to get into a positive feeling state, one of my favorite affirmations to say is not even specific desires that I have, which I do go on rampages and I do affirm for the things that I'm calling in and the things that I desire. But a lot of times, if let's say I have so many desires and there's so many things I want to call into my life, what I'll do is I will say more general, broader affirmations that will help me get into a joyful feeling state, especially if I'm not feeling that great. After I do the nervous system regulation work to get out of that low feeling state, I will start saying general affirmations like, my life is amazing. Everything works out for me. Things just always go my way. My life is overall blessed, beautiful, positive, happy. I get everything I desire and everything works out for me. And I just feel so good every single day. I just feel amazing in my skin, in my body, in my life. Like I'll go off and off and off on things that I'm grateful for, that I'm happy about. And that's another thing, gratitude. Gratitude truly taps you into that feeling of joy, right? And like attracts like. So if you're already feeling joy, you say these affirmations, you get yourself into that feeling state of joy, then from that space of joy, of feeling like you're already on top of the world, that is the energy that's going to attract similar things towards you. It's going to attract more things that feel good towards you. That is the key. This is the secret to manifesting everything you want, is truly getting yourself in that feeling of joy. Because when you're feeling that feeling of joy, the only thing you're going to attract from that state is more things to be joyful about, more positive things. So when I say these affirmations to myself and I feel the gratitude of everything I have in my life and just even the general statement of everything works out for me, everything is beautiful in my life, that instantly gets me into a positive state. That instantly just makes me feel like, yeah, like it reminds me of my truth. It reminds me of the reality, the true reality, the reality that I am choosing to live in, which is that things are beautiful in my reality. Everything does work out my way. Everything I manifest does come into fruition. So I can chill, I can lay back, I can relax and enjoy, get into this feeling of joy, knowing that everything that I desire is going to come into my reality. In fact, it's already here. Because it's already here, because I know I have everything I desire, there's nothing I actually need. Yeah, there are things that I desire and want, but I feel good knowing that my desires are already in my life. And that feeling, like everything I'm speaking to you right now, this is like feeling that arises within my body that I feel damn good about. So whether or not the thing is actually in my reality that I'm manifesting, by getting myself into this positive state, by doing the nervous system regulation work, by saying the affirmations, doing the visualizations, constantly keeping my mental diet on point, meaning whenever I have opposing thoughts throughout my day, or if I get triggered throughout my day, I'm constantly redirecting it to the positive and correcting myself when my brain goes into the old story, the old cycle. When I do this, I feel joy, I'm in alignment, and every single action I take from this new state, from the state of joy, the state of alignment, the state of feeling good, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, which is feeling good, right? That's really what it comes down to. When I'm in that state, boom, I'm on the timeline. I know I'm on the timeline of attracting my desire, and you feel it. When you feel aligned and you feel good, you feel high vibe, you feel good about yourself and your life and your desires that you're manifesting, rather than feeling lack about them, then you're on the right track. You know you're on the right timeline. A lot of clients come to me, a lot of people come to me telling me how they're so anxious that they don't have their desires yet. Well, that anxiousness is exactly the thing that's repelling your desire. That feeling of anxiousness, it's the feeling. What are you thinking of when you think of your desire? If you're thinking about the fact that it's not yet here, then yeah, you're going to push it away from you, because the way you're feeling right now is not the way you'd be feeling when you have your desire. Feeling is the secret. How do you feel knowing that your desire is already yours? It's done. It's here. There's nothing you need to do. There's nowhere you need to be. It's in your life. Now, how do you feel? That's why the nervous system regulation is so important too, because it's getting yourself to ignore the 3D in a sense. The more that you continuously bring yourself back to this feeling of joy in your day, continuously affirming for the new feelings that you want to feel, the more your focus is going to be on that new feeling. And as we should know by now, what you predominantly focus on is what grows. So the more you focus on abundance, the more you focus on joy, the feelings of joy, the more our focus is on the positive feelings, the more positive feelings you're going to call into your experience more and more. The more negative emotions and feelings you feel, the more that will amplify and snowball and so forth. That is not to say we can never feel negative emotions. It's going to come up, it's going to happen. We're human, but this is where the nervous system regulation comes in, because we don't want to ignore our emotions. We don't want to completely shut them down, because it's like we're putting a band-aid on a wound when we're just saying affirmations over feeling negative emotions. So we want to first regulate our nervous system. We want to first get ourselves into that joyful state, that positive state, whatever that takes for you. And that's why I said, what will it take for you to feel joy? In a moment when you're feeling triggered and you're feeling down, ask yourself that question. What would it take for me right now to feel joy? Maybe it's slowing down. Maybe it's going to the gym. Maybe it's getting yourself out of your head and into your body, doing some movement, doing some tapping, taking an ice bath, doing some breath work, a meditation, getting yourself out of your head and into your body. And I'm doing this right now. For the next week, I want you to try this out. I want you to practice every time you feel a negative emotion, do something to regulate your nervous system, whether it's be any of the resources I mentioned, doing breath work, doing EFT tapping, doing somatic shaking, even just shaking your body when you start to feel stressed, putting ice on your face, on your forehead, on the back of your neck. These are all things that you can do, physical things that will help you regulate your nervous system. Take some deep breaths, do some breath work. All of these things are going to help you to get out of that low state. And then from that point, when you're starting to feel more calm in your body, more safe in your body, more regulated in your body, less reactive, less triggered, then that is when you can start to affirm in for your new desire. And then the more you affirm, the more you input in these new positive emotions, you start to feel them more often throughout your day. You're going to start to notice that they're going to compound. There's going to be even more things to feel giddy about, excited about. And by the way, if you ever feel that like giddy, excited feeling in your body, that is like the best sign that you are in alignment. If you start to feel giddy, you start to feel excited about what's to come, about what you're manifesting, what you're attracting, you've hit the jackpot. Try to get yourself into that state by will. And then naturally, you're going to see that that state is going to re-show itself in your life over and over and over again, because again, it's about how you feel. And ultimately, the only reason that we want to manifest anything is to feel better. So start to feel those positive emotions now and watch your life change. Now, before I wrap up this video, I want you to leave me a comment down below letting me know, have you ever tried nervous system regulation? How has that been for you? Have you found that it has sped up your manifestations and the process of manifesting? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm sure that so many people would love to hear your story and your successes as well. And it's always so nice for me as well to read your comments. And it's all around positive, good vibes. It helps strengthen everyone's belief on manifestation and the law working. So your comments are always so appreciated and welcome here on this channel. So keep coming back to this truth. Keep coming back to this knowing that what you desire is yours. So just feel the way that you would feel if your desire was here right now. Tap into that state and it's already yours. Don't you feel it? Yeah. So that is all for me in this video, guys. I hope you got so much value from it. If you've watched to this point of the video, leave me a comment with a plant emoji, any plant of your choosing. Also, let me know what was the most valuable thing that you got from this video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. I make new videos weekly. I've also recently started posting more on TikTok and on Instagram, so you guys can follow me on that platform. It's just Rahosa on everything. And that is all for me in this video, guys. Hope you got so much value from it. I love you. Mwah.